The views and opinions expressed on this show are solely that of the comedians featured on this program and does not necessarily reflect the views of KTVU Channel 2 or parent company Fox. The show is uncensored, and you may hear topics and language meant for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Like It or Not Late Night. I'm Jason Toops. I am your host. I got 3 comics standing by, and we're going to get into all sorts of fun subjects, such as the aging action movie star, adventure vacations, Luigi the musical, and also this new law that's being proposed that will ban law enforcement officers from wearing masks. Yeah, we're going to get into it next as Like It or Not Late Night starts right now. All right, we got 3 fantastic comics joining us right now. First, I want to introduce you to this guy. He performs all over San Francisco and the Bay Area. Dan Lewis. Dan Lewis, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you doing? How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
Well, thanks
wonderful.
for joining us. All
Good
right.
to be here. Thank you.
I'm glad you could be here as well. This next comic, she is burning up the scene. She's performing all over the country. Emily Rudolph. Emily, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And finally, last but not least, he is a staple of the North Bay, but you can find him all over. He's been in the San Francisco Comedy Competition. John Lear. John, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Jason. Doing great, man. Glad to be here doing something on a Monday night. This is a change for me.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, let's get it started. Our first subject. We're in the middle of movie summer season. We got action movies coming out. We got Mission Impossible, the new F1 with starring Brad Pitt. But one thing that these movies have in common, they're played by these action movie stars that are getting a little up there. Tom Cruise, he's in his 60s now. Brad Pitt, he's also in his 60s. What's your guys' take on this, that the action movie genre, we're seeing like these older guys kind of go to the forefront? Dan, let's start off with you. What's your thoughts on these older action movie stars?
Well, as a handsome older man myself, I support this kind of thing in general. I get the idea. I like the idea of it, but I can't imagine. I'm younger than those guys, and I can't even imagine doing some of that. I mean, they can afford incredible like skin treatments, but nothing. They can't stop like the osteoporosis and the bulging discs. I don't see how they're doing. I'm not worried about Tom Cruise as much. He's kind of, he's got the support of that whatever heathen god that is that they have in Scientology. But I'm worried about Pitt a little bit. I don't know.
Emily, what about you? Like it or not, these aging acting movie stars?
I agree with a little bit of what Dan said. Like Tom Cruise is in better shape now than when he was jumping on Oprah's couch. At least it seems that way to me. And also, I feel like you can't tell. They used to CGI, just the fight scenes and explosions, and now they're like CGIing on abs and 6-packs onto these guys. So it's hard to tell. I do think Joe Stallone is like pretty sexy for being an older man. I think it depends on the actor for sure, but I think we're also getting to a point where like, what does the storyline change to? Grocery shopping or like, antique shopping? I don't know where it goes from here or what their final movie will be. So I'm anxious to see how it plays out. Maybe we should give Scientology a try instead of Ozempic. That's the one thing from Tom Cruise that I've been thinking about.
John, let's bring it in with you. You like this idea, like it or not, these aging action movie stars?
I mean, they are my contemporaries. So I'm all for them getting a paycheck. I know these guys are struggling film to film, trying to get a little bit of money in. I think what I would like to see is an idea that Bill Hicks had a long time ago, which is no stuntmen. And, if we see Tom Cruise die on screen, I think that's only good for the industry. I think that they should lean into the older crowd because right now, who has money? Older people, right? The younger people are struggling. They can't afford a house. Sorry, millennials. But older people, we've got the money to go to the theater, right? I'd like to see some product placement for Maalox. I think it would just be across the board better if we just leaned into this. The older, the better. I want to see Mission Impossible, broken hearts, broken hips. That's what I'd like to see.
with Ian McKellen as the
yes,
star.
Absolutely. Yes, as the bad guy for sure. Dueling each other atop a skyscraper. Yeah.
Well, Harrison Ford's 82, and he's still going at it as Indiana Jones. I mean, Is there going to be a point in time where he gets to an era in which there's no one finding artifacts anymore? Like,
He
is
is
it
the
gonna?
artifact. That's the
Yeah,
Right.
problem.
that's
Right.
what I'm saying. I mean, I the thing about Tom Cruise, I mean, yeah, he looks great, but as we all know, he's on the junk. He is just as juiced up as any professional athlete that's out there. And the fact that he still has to run in every single movie that he does, and it still looks weird to me. He's never looked normal running. I want some of these guys to like maybe pass the torch to some of these younger guys, but every time it seems like a younger guy steps up to be an action star, he does a drama or does something else. So Brad Pitt is 61 years old. You're telling me he's piloting an F1 car and being one of the greatest drivers on the planet. The average age in that sport is 24, I want to say. And this guy is, yeah, I don't know. Call me an old-fashioned kind of moviegoer, but I can't buy into a guy 61 being competitive. I don't care how
Or
good
a
he looks or
or
CGI. It just got to stop.
or a good driver at all. I mean, at that age. I mean, you want to talk about just regular driving. I don't know about
Yeah,
Well,
Formula One.
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
it again. I think that the
Sorry, John.
advertising here is going to be great. Instead of STP, they're going to have AARP on the
yeah.
jackets. That's perfect. And he's older, so he gets the early bird start. He's going to start at 4. They're going to start at 6. I think nothing but good can come from this.
Emily, are you buying the fact that Brad Pitt could be a Formula One driver at this point?
I mean, realistically, no, but Brad Pitt still looks pretty good. I think as long as the ladies are still having it, they're going to keep casting him. You know what I mean? But that with Tom Cruise, look, I'm a tall lady. From what I know, Tom Cruise is about 5'6", so I think the running oddly comes from a lower center of gravity, right? And so for me, I'm less into it. I'm also over it. I've seen it long enough, but Brad Pitt, I can still look at for a few more years. You know?
Do you guys have an action? Oh no,
You're
nothing
not
wrong
wrong.
with that.
That's
No,
Yeah,
no,
not wrong at all.
no.
no,
I wear a mask of Brad Pitt in bed. It's
That's perfect.
I've been
Yeah,
married a long time. This is how we do things.
that's a good move.
Yeah. So does she, and that's how
yeah.
we make it work. Yeah. I noticed that the younger, if you're looking at any of the younger actors doing an action movie, it's all superheroes. Now, it's not
Yeah.
just straight up action spy flick kind of a thing. They're all part of an ensemble, and so it feels like they're getting lost in that, and maybe none of them really have the star power to hold down a whole movie
Yeah.
on their own. And look, I'm all for the whole multiple getting together kind of a things. I like a group experience, so I'm all for it.
You like a group experience? That's an open-ended comment.
Sure. I mean, look, we live in the Bay Area. We've got couples, thruples, quadruples, quintuples. You know, look, I've been married for 35 years. Obviously, I'm celibate, but I believe they should have the opportunity to make whatever kind of movie they want.
All right, well, let's switch it up to our second topic, adventure vacations. I don't know if you guys saw the video a couple of days ago. There was an eruption at Mount Etna. You had tourists just running down the mountain as volcanic ash was spewing out, and all these people were on vacation. What's your thoughts about this idea? Do you guys like this idea of going on vacation and going for like an adventure and kind of maybe putting yourself in danger? Emily, let's start off with you. Your thoughts on adventure vacations, you like it or not?
I feel like if you're going on a vacation like that, is that not the best case scenario that you get to see a volcanic eruption? You know, like I think you have to know what your intentions are going into it. I personally have been interested in some crazy vacations, and as my father put it, that's natural selection. You know, so that's where I'm at on the topic. I would say.
John, what's your thoughts? Are you all in for these adventure vacations?
Well, I'm torn, honestly, because if you have that big of a death wish, I really feel like you could just walk through the mission and have that same sense of impending death. My biggest issue is when they go and they do these things and they get into trouble and now somebody has to go rescue them. That's I don't want to spending the money. If you are going out there and risking your life, fine, but we're not going to come find you during the whole thing. If that's the choice, just take the camera with you, make your own action film, and maybe that's how we get the younger people into these movies.
I would love to see it. Someone take a camera down for the cave diving explorations where they just get stuck down there. That's what we're all looking for. But that costs a lot of money. I'd like to see it up close. Is that too far?
Put that on IMAX.
No,
Yes.
It's always a
hey,
little animated man moving through the tunnel. We should get the whole thing. At least like give us some footage if we're gonna have to keep rescuing you. You know?
well, I mean, you look at last year, you had the Titanic adventure down to the Titanic submarine, and that thing exploded. And all we have is an audio clip of just this air bubble. And what was that? Yeah, so I don't know about you guys. Dan, what's your thoughts? Weigh in here. Do you like these
Uh,
adventure vacations?
I would personally never do those things. I mean, I don't even go camping, but like when the reason you're doing something is because it's dangerous, then there's no way you could describe any accident as tragic at that point. You're not allowed to use that word anymore. That's just not. I mean, you're going somewhere into the bottom of the ocean where it's like the same air, pressure or whatever of the like if you went to Jupiter. If somebody's like, "Oh, I'm going to Jupiter," and they die doing that, it's like you go, "Well, yeah, yeah, this is what you
So you're
get."
saying they're kind of putting themselves in the position they asked for it in some way.
That's if it's part of what makes it fun, then I'm with
It
John. Don't send a chopper over there and put like our hardworking service men and women at risk. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Look, it is very expensive to live right now, and if people have the money to take themselves out in a fun and entertaining way, I don't really like. I would love to when I'm encouraging my dad to do this. Honestly, I'm like, look, just go skydiving. If you're not feeling well that day, forget the cord. You know what? We solve a lot of health issues. We don't have to get you into Kaiser ever. If that, it's death by planet, and I think that's a pretty good way to go out being killed by an entire planet.
And you know how much lighter that casket's gonna be when he
Oh,
lands?
exactly. It'll
I
actually be
mean,
a lot of little small caskets because he'll
ah,
be spread out over a large area.
Well, maybe that's what Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise are up to. They're just kind of doing like a little adventure vacation in an F1 car.
all right. Topic three. This is a little more of a fun topic. Bruce the Bat Dog made his debut in Major League Baseball. He was called up by the Washington Nationals. He is a golden Labrador retriever, and they used him as their bat dog, their bat boy, bat dog, and he was retrieving baseball bats. Kind of a cute little thing. Got people smiling. But do you guys like this idea of using animals to retrieving bats during baseball games? John, let's start about you. Bruce the Bat Dog. You like it or not?
Who's the bad dog? Well, first, I have to admit, when you started talking about this, I thought you meant Batman's dog. So I was confused from the get go. But when I realized what you're talking about, it's kind of an old gimmick that's been used by minor league teams for a long time. It's just a way to make the crowd go, oh, look, a puppy. I think they could, I am a fan of the A's. So really, I feel like there's a couple position players we could replace with animals currently. If we could have maybe an elephant on second base, I think that would cut down on a lot of flies out to the outfield.
I'll be
So
honest,
I'm all
probably
for it.
best on catcher. An elephant behind the plate.
It's the Air Bud rule.
Yeah.
There you
Okay,
go.
that's a good one.
I'm looking for more animals. As long as they pass the steroid test, I don't see the problem.
Emily, did you see this story? Did you like it?
I did. It reminded me of that movie Air Bud. Did you guys watch Air Bud when you were
Oh
young? That's
yeah.
real life Air Bud. I did, admittedly, at first I wasn't sure what you meant, and I was picturing either a dog in a bat costume, or have you or like Ozzy Osbourne, like the dog version of Ozzy Osbourne, just bat.
Doggy Osborne.
That's great. Yeah, there should be a doggy Osborne, or like he does both. Like by night, he does performances in a leather cape and just like murders bats, and then during the day, he retrieves them. You know.
I love
Dan,
that.
what's your thoughts? Did you
I
see
love
it?
that both of you guys pictured like a bat dog, like a bat, like when Bat Kid, like
Yeah.
it's a dog
Oh
with cancer.
yeah.
The dog with cancer that has
Yeah.
one last wish and it gets to be a bat dog. I have so much to say about this as a baseball fan and everything. Like John says, I have seen this in the minors many times, but I feel like when you go to the majors, I have a lot of questions. Does the dog, is he got representation? You know what I mean? What about the dog union? Is he get union? Does he get a pension? Any of that stuff? And I have lots of questions. Also a dog. The dog Bruce is probably neutered. I wonder if he gets jealous when the players scratch their balls. I have no idea. That was another thought. Um, yeah, it's just I guess it's nice, but I did think. Did you know that a dog, a bat retrieved by a dog, the saliva on that bat is a lot cleaner than the saliva from a bat returned to you with the mouth of a traditional human bat boy.
Well, I mean,
Good
I can
point.
only imagine the pine tar that dog's consuming. I mean, you talk about microplastics. I
It's
mean,
good breath.
that dog is eating a lot of pine tar getting that bat back. Now, I like you guys were mentioning earlier, minor league baseball teams have been doing this a couple of times, but why are we stuck on this idea of bats? Or dogs, I'm sorry. Why are we stuck on this idea of dogs? Why not switch it up? Why can't we get a pig, a cow? John, you were
Right.
saying like an elephant or something like that. I mean,
That'd be great.
I think you should have your mascot or whatever your team animal is or whatever. Let's see that, run out in the field a little bit. I want to see a
Right.
player.
What's the mascot of the A's? An
The
elephant. I'm
elephant.
telling you, it
Yeah,
writes itself.
yeah, totally. But okay, so the Arizona Diamondbacks, their mascot's a rattlesnake. You
Mhm.
Oh
know,
yeah.
let's change this up, make it a little more interesting.
How about an anaconda that stretches from the batter's box all the way to the dugout and simply swallows the bat and passes it slowly to the dugout through its digestive system? Just an idea.
I don't know if you're gonna get that
I
bat
love
back
that
in
you're
time
green
for.
lighting.
Yeah. or you got the Cubs. Get bears out there. I'm just
Just
I
some.
want to see a Gila monster. I'm from Arizona, so because they have that grip, they don't let go. So you're in
Oh.
between. Instead of like the hot dog race, you could just have one of the players battle a Gila monster to get the bat back. I would watch that, honestly. I think that
That'd
would
be
get
great.
people in the door.
Well,
Or
the
the Rockies with their mascot, Despair. So I don't know how you
I thought the Rockies
personify that.
mascot was a meth head. That's no.
No, I think that's the Mets. That's where you get
Oh
the MET
yeah,
from.
Met.
gotcha. No, I hear you. No, well, you got Cleveland. Now they're the Guardians, but at one point
Hmm.
they were the Indians, and
Right.
I can only imagine how that trade off would be between a
I
bat.
think the Pakistanis would be really upset.
At this point, yes, very much so. You still got the Braves though in Atlanta, so
I think if an Indian picked up the bat and just knows that it was carved out of a nice tree, it just has a single tear. Just cries a single tear for the environment. I know that's an old commercial reference that probably no one gets.
Oh, that's an excellent reference. Well done.
John remembers it very well.
I do.
He remember when it debuted.
He's the guy that threw the
Emily's
trash
like,
out the
"What are you
car
guys
window.
talking about right now?"
I'm like so about sports. I was like, what teams do I know? The Vikings. Then I was like,
Oh,
I went on a whole detour of like, I would love to see a Viking as a
Yeah.
a real
that'd be
Viking.
great.
Well, you actually look at nicknames. The Vikings, they're not good people. They were explorers that pillaged lands, and
But
I
they're
mean,
cool, you know?
Yeah, they did it.
they
They look cool.
Their
they brought
funerals were on fire at sea, you know?
they
All
brought
right.
blondes to Ireland. That's basically what they did.
I did not
As
know
long
that.
as we don't go against the Raiders, I don't think any of us could handle backlash from that fan base. So we'll let that go.
Well, John, you're in Santa Rosa. There's still some Raider fans up there.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, let's switch it up to our next topic. There's a little bit of controversy going out there as a San Francisco theater group got together and they did Luigi the Musical. Before you get a little too excited, it's not what you think. It's actually a kind of a parody of the idea of Luigi Mangione and also Diddy and what's the third person? Well, they're all locked in jail, and this is what life is like in prison in New York City. Guys, what's your thoughts on this idea, this musical, Luigi the Musical? It's being played right here in San Francisco. Are you guys even considering about going to this theater play at all? Emily, let's start off with you. Your thoughts, like it or not, Luigi the Musical?
Would I consider going depends on the price point for me. If it's like at a low comedic price point, I'm into it. I think first of all, I was hoping personally for like a Mario and Luigi, like a special on Luigi the musical. That would have made me very happy. I think
Yeah.
that world needs that. But I did watch a little clip, a preview of the Luigi Mangione musical, and I did see that one of their opening lines to the song is the cheapest apartment in New York City, I think it was, is a
Yeah.
cell. Yeah. And I was like, that's true in every city. Okay, that's true here. That's not just New York, and you're not special for that. But anyway, I do think that it's an interesting idea. You can't really hate on it when we're all supporting the fact that he murdered that guy, right? So you
Yeah.
have to support the musical to some degree. Let him dance it out, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
John, what's your thoughts on this? Like it or not, the Luigi musical?
I love the idea. I love anything that pokes fun of what's happening in the world. A satire is a much needed thing nowadays. Everything's so serious and heavy. I have to take a step back, say that my friend Johnny Stein is in the show, so I'm obviously not going to come against anything that my friend is in. I'm sure it's fantastic.
Like a good friend
Um,
would. You're good. All
right?
right.
And you know, I think that my one concern is that in some ways it doesn't really elevate the discourse to the proper level of slapstick that I
Yeah.
think these idiots deserve. I think they almost take it too seriously. They're writing actual lyrics and things, and they're buffoons who have, been captured in the spotlight. I mean, do I support anybody murdering anybody? Not really. But did I cry a tear because that guy died? No. Uh, I don't think that this is supporting violence. I think that's what
Yeah.
the haters are saying, is that it's
Yeah.
supporting violence, and I don't think that's true at all. Uh, I feel like when people were protesting Life of Brian when it came out in the 70s, none of them saw it,
Yeah.
but they protested it because they had the idea of what it was, and I feel like this is that situation. People haven't seen it because it's sold out. Nobody's seen it, except for the few people that could get in this 49-seat theater.
Right.
So I think we kind of need to take a step back and go, well, let's explore some things. Let's see what happens out there.
Dan, you like it or not, this Luigi the musical?
I look, in full disclosure, also a friend of the lead, Johnny Stein. That being said, I bet it sucks. I mean, look, uh, I have to say I can't get offended by the subject matter any more than I'm just generally offended by musicals. I just kind of hate them. Uh, if somebody invites me to a musical, I do the same thing every time. I deny, delay, and depose as long as I
Ah,
can,
very well played.
and then I try not to go. I don't know. I have no I don't know anything about it other than it's in the Tenderloin, isn't it?
I believe it is. I
Yeah, I
believe it
bet I
is.
bet if I went, I would not enjoy it. I'd come out and I just of the theater just go, oh, thank God I'm back in the Tenderloin right now.
A sentence that has never been said before.
Yeah, but it could be a first. And also, so it's violence, so it's celebrating. I mean, so does Henry V has violence. What's the difference? Everybody likes that musical. It's not a musical, it's a play, isn't it?
What
But
part
whatever.
of the Diddy story are they including? Like, do we get the
That
baby
yeah.
oil? Like, how much of it? Because we're going to get to watch Diddy in prison. That's the part that they're going to make a Netflix documentary out of, right? So I want to see them reenact the freak offs. Am I
Yo,
weird for
that's
that?
that's
Like theatrically, but you
well,
could.
you already have that. You just have to wait for the Folsom Street Fair.
That's
That's where the freak offs are gonna happen. I mean,
true.
it's usually nice weather. I would just suggest no open toed shoes and maybe rubber soles. That's the key.
It's true. Happy Pride Month.
That's good. That's good advice in San Francisco at all times.
All right. Final subject, the state of California. They're talking about proposing a new law that, as we've been seeing a lot of protests, that is going to make a law for police officers to hide their identity, basically banning masks and banning officers from wearing masks in public outside of a handful of events such as SWAT teams or a wildfire or natural disaster. A bit of controversy on this one, but what's your thoughts, John? Hey, let's start off with you. Like it or not, this law that's making officers having to take off masks.
I'm just finding the irony in the people who were anti-mask during COVID are pro-mask during house raids, and I don't understand the thinking here. I'm all for no masks for anybody unless it's
Yeah.
for a health condition. In their case, their health condition is that they don't want to get sued later
Yeah.
for having done something atrocious. So, on the other hand, my wife's a lawyer, so I know some cops, and they're just trying to live their lives too. It's a hard time for them because they're having to follow orders, but they also have their own moral compass. And when they bring in somebody like ICE and stuff like that, well, it's not even your neighborhood. They're just coming in wherever. So I feel bad for the cops, but at the same time, it's a terror tactic
Yeah.
to cover up like that
Yeah.
all the time. So the cops I know they don't want to do it. They want to be able to just be part of the community and show who they are.
Yeah.
So I think it's really more to take care of ICE and other people
Yeah.
coming in from out of country or out of state and stealing our migrant workers. And I don't want my strawberries to be $40. So I'm definitely against the masks.
Emily, what about you? Like it or not, this law?
It just feels like the battle of the poo shiesty masks to me. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like it's always the face cover. That's the right word for it, right? It's like the rapper poo shiesty that wears the
Mhm.
you guys know what I mean? The ski mask.
The balaclava, yeah.
Balaclava. I always say baklava, and people are always like, "That's a dessert."
Delicious.
And I'm like, "Well,
That's
it's
a bit
pretty
right
close."
there. Okay.
Balaclava.
But
I went
I don't know.
into
I don't
pastry
know how to
shops.
say
They
it.
didn't know what I was talking about.
It's a bunch of letters in a row. I don't really know
Yeah.
what to
Yeah.
say.
Balalaika.
No.
Is that? I don't know.
I wish I had been wearing one for that. No, I think that it makes sense on some level to like I have family in law enforcement out of state, and so I understand the want to protect themselves, but also not wanting to be a threatening presence and just wanting to do their
Yeah.
job. So understand, um, I understand where some of the protesters are coming from, wanting to cover their own faces, and so I feel like we're trying to level that ground out a little bit with this law. I'm still kind of forming to think how I feel about it, but I also don't really agree with going to a protest and like throwing something in a police officer's face. So I think there's two
Yeah.
sides to everything, right? And so, considering everyone's safety, I don't know how I feel about it. Can protesters still wear masks? You know what I mean? Is it one sided now? And now
I
the
believe
police
it
officers
is.
are on
Yeah.
masks? Yeah. And everyone else can be
Yeah.
covered because that makes it even harder to get people who cause real, injury or trouble when you're in a situation like that. So.
Dan, your thoughts on this? You like this law at all, or like it?
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that protesters have the right to see the faces of the people whose jobs they're trying to abolish. I think that's a very, I think that's true. And also, maybe there's that. You ever heard of that thing about how like football players, if they didn't wear so much pads, that it would be a little safer because there's this natural tendency to not,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
along
Yeah.
with what Emily
It's less
mentioned, which is like
antagonizing.
exactly like you see a
Yeah.
guy who's all covered, he just looks like a character from a video game. But
Yeah.
if you could see a person's face, you may be less like you're like, you know what, maybe I'll hurl this brick at his foot instead of
So,
his.
so you feel like a little less guilty if because the fact is like you're saying, if somebody's wearing full on body armor, like a football helmet, or maybe like a Knight of the Round Table, you
Right.
hit them with something, you know that they're kind of protected already. So you're not. I guess you're not emotionally tied to it as say if they
Exactly.
were
He's
just
dehumanized a little bit
okay.
with too much face covering. I'm sort of against all that stuff. And also, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the protesters too. I agree with that.
Yeah,
No masks for even no masks at all.
yeah.
Nobody
You know
should
what?
ever wear
No
a mask.
armor, no mask,
No
no
armor, no mask.
clothes. I think
Nude.
if we just all go nude, I think we're gonna see a
This
lot less
show
violence.
figures it out all the time.
Right?
I
We
like
hand
this,
out
John. We're going
we
nude.
hand out parasols and sunscreen, and we're all gonna come together as a nation. All right, that's gonna be
Yes.
fine. I know a lot of men won't want to do it because it shows off their shortcomings, but I feel like we can make it happen. That's how we're going to find peace, everybody. How mad can you be if somebody is running at you with a taser with hanging out?
Just
It's
the
just
package. Yeah.
exactly, I think this is the way to create some new kind of love. Again, I'm all for the poly thruple thing, and you know what? If we can mix a pride parade with a rights parade with the Folsom street fair parade and get those leather daddy cops involved, I think we're going to be better as a nation.
That's right. If you wear a mask, it should be of the BDSM nature only.
Ball gags, are you saying? So
Ball
ball
gags,
gags
fine.
are acceptable?
Ball
Okay.
gags and those Groucho Marx glasses that have the nose.
I can think of a lot of politicians I would like to wear ball gags.
Yeah. I think ball gags should be the new mask. Actually, that would be for protesting. It would silence the protesters just a little bit, which I wouldn't be that against. I'm with you guys, and John, I think this is a great idea. All nudity protests. Let's make it happen. You know, we heard no kings. Let's go no pants. Everyone Donald Duck in it. You know, let's go July 5th.
Let's Winnie the Pooh the whole thing.
Winnie the Pooh this country back. That's what I'm saying. Emily, are you going to the Winnie the Pooh march?
Oh yeah, I think we should make everyone be nude and wear party hats.
Ooh.
You can't be mad at someone in a party hat, so when they get out of line, they have to put it on. Everyone who wears a Pooh Shiesty mask, party hat immediately.
I love it.
Ball gags and party hats. All right, everybody, you heard it here first on Like It or Not Late Night. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and wrap up this show. Everyone, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Before we get out of here, why don't we let people know where people can find you on the internet? Emily, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Emily Rudolph Comedy. I'm also at emilyrudolphcomedy.com. And I do have a show coming up at Cobb's on July 6th. I'll be headlining. So if you want to check that out, I will talk more about Pooh Shiesties maybe.
And Dan, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me Daniel Lewis Comedy at Daniel Lewis Comedy. That's where you can find me. I'm trying to think if there's any big shows coming up. As is my career, it's mostly just a lot of mediocre shows coming up. No, I'm just kidding. Mid-level, mid-decent, nothing to pitch here.
You're crushing it, man. Stop it. I don't want to hear that from you, all right? You're doing a great job. I love you.
Thank you.
John, finally, where can people find you at? And you're performing a lot at Barrel Proof Lounge up there in Santa Rosa.
That's right. I'm one of the guys taking care of shows up here in Santa Rosa at Barrel Proof Lounge. You can always catch me there. You can find me online at stepdadofcomedy.com or on Instagram as well. I'm going to be featuring at the Pechanga Resort down in Temecula this weekend, and looking forward to that.
Well, that is awesome. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us on this very, very funny edition of Like It or Not Late Night. I'm Jason Toops. I am your host. Be well, everybody. See you again next time. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
All right.